Hello and welcome to Tolk, the Lord of the Rings podcast for cans and such. You know the crack now at this stage. I'm your host Ross, and we've an intimate pod this week. Just two other lads with me as we go through chapter 20, Farewell to Lórien. I go firstly to the brother. Oisín, how are you?
I'm great, Ross, thanks. How are you?
Oh yeah, very good, very good. Long time no see on a podcast, I suppose.
Yeah, well, to the listener, it's been but 10 minutes since I turned off the last one.
Yeah,
but to us,
of course.
It's been 2 or 3 weeks anyway. We've just been busy.
Summer break.
Summer break on our holidays, doing bits and pieces.
Yeah, did you go anywhere?
No, I've been once. That was good.
What a spot though. What a spot.
You don't get much better than the heart of the northeast.
But it's a shithole. But it's our shithole. Like, everyone likes to smell at their own farts. You know?
Yeah. It's nice when you go back once every a couple of months.
This is it. And I'll come back to you, Oisín. Don't worry, we'll do the formalities. But I'll go over to Owen Duffy. Owen, General, how are you?
Very good. Thank you very much. How are you?
Yeah. Sure, it's good. It's been a minute.
It's been I think it's been 4 weeks.
4 weeks.
4 weeks.
Jesus.
There you go.
Feels like a lifetime.
Do you remember how to do this?
I'm struggling, because we were meant to do this podcast a couple of weeks ago, and I did my notes a couple of weeks ago, so this could be dodgy. So, listeners, I apologise if I'm shite. I'm usually shite, but I apologise if I'm worse than shite.
They're used to it.
We'll re-jog your memory. Lord of the Rings is about a ring and some jewellery. There's a Dark Lord. There's forests.
A dog somewhere in there.
Is there any dogs in Lord of the Rings?
Sam.
I like dogs.
But there's Sam. Oh, yeah. Jeez, I am rusty now. Oh, wow. Jesus Christ. So, Oisín, did you do your homework?
Which homework? There's technically 2. You read the chapter, obviously, but then have a can before the pod starts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, both.
A little from column A, a lot from column B.
Good man. And did you do it 6 weeks ago like Owen Duffy, or is it fresh on the brain?
I did obviously read it a while ago, but then I read it again earlier today just to make sure I remembered what was going on.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a mad chapter. Kind of a lot happens, but nothing happens at the same time.
Yeah, it's a talkie. It's a talkie. Yeah, it is a talkie.
Yeah,
and what are you drinking?
I probably was drinking this on the last pod as well. San Miguel.
San Miguel, yeah, rings a bell.
It's in the fridge, and it's tasty, and Bull's not here, so I can just be I just like a light beer.
Bull's not here. You wouldn't say that to him in case he'd make a fool of you.
I know, he's always on about getting in his Brewdog fucking 6.0 or whatever.
6.0.
Yeah, he's a mad bastard.
You know, he's
Brewdog 6.0.
Yeah.
Not the 5.0.
No, that's the thing. He's been through that and bought the t-shirt.
And Owen Duffy, what about you? Did you recap your homework? Or...
I did, yeah, but I didn't read it.
Oh, you did.
I didn't read it. I listened to the audiobook, which I don't usually do because
you missed a lot of detail. I don't know. It's hard to pay attention to audiobooks. I'm not a fan of them. I know a lot of people do like them. Not for me.
You
though.
can't do it at your pace.
Yeah,
you have to do it at his pace, and
this is it. There's too many small things. I think for me. Aragorn has a West Cork accent, but it's hard to find a podcast that does that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm the king of fucking Middle.
And every song is Pippin's song as well.
Yes, exactly. I have what I like in my brain,
Tough luck. They want no changes.
Do that accent, Ross, but say, Legolas, what do your elf eyes see?
Legolas, what do your elf eyes see?
Actually kind of sounds like Big Wars too.
I don't know. I can't do accents. I'm really bad at it.
No, that was quite good, yeah. Impressive.
I'm sure it's awful if you're from Cork, but we don't get a lot of downloads from there, so fuck them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What are you drinking on?
I'm drinking Lomza.
What is that?
Polish can, is it?
Italian, maybe.
No, it's...
No, look at that. There's a line through the L and a line through the Z. Yeah, that's Polish.
It's good though. It's 5.7 as well. It's got an old kick to it.
All right.
5.7.
There's a stag on it. Is the stag something to do with Poland?
Don't know.
Listeners, let us know.
Is it a flying hussar? Is that what they're called or something?
No, that's the Czechs, isn't it? I have no idea. Hussar vodka is actually from Ireland. They just called it that.
Yeah.
To try and fool people into thinking that's some legitimacy.
Desirable.
Oh, really?
Yeah, some kind of legitimacy. They didn't go with Glenn's was already taken, you see. So I'm fairly certain it's brewed in Ireland. Yeah. You don't brew vodka, do you? Do you craft it? What do you do to it?
Distill.
Distill.
Mr. Science.
Distill. Nice.
Like we just kind of the potching. We just went up a level. Or down a level.
That's all you're doing.
Down a level. Yeah.
You could have pure fucking vodka, like, but it'd just be like poison.
Alcohol poisoning. Yeah, that's what they have in thermometers or something, isn't it?
Yeah, stuff that make you go blind if you drink it.
A flaming mo.
Good stuff.
Simpsons reference out of the way early.
What are you drinking, Ross?
Bada bing, bada boom.
I'm just drinking a Heineken, just the dregs of the fridge. Didn't have time to go to the shop. But I wanted to mention there last week, I had an Amstel for the first time in about 4 years or 5 years. Not bad.
Dutch beer, is it?
Yeah, not bad.
They used to sponsor the Champions League, wasn't it?
I think so.
Yeah. It's strange, but you don't see it around too often, so I couldn't walk by it in the shop, you know. There's a B&M Bargains near me, which is kind of like a
and they sell beer in it.
This is it, Ocean. I didn't think so, but down the corner of it, they've got like a little cordoned off half shelf off license that has the strangest. Like that's where I get Red Stripe and these kind of beers in it.
You must meet some characters down in that corner of the shop.
Yeah.
No. They come back like giving out about me. That's what they do, you know. I'd be looking at you see the Amstel, like, who are you? Go away.
What's B&M Bargains? I don't think we have that down here.
No, we don't have it down south. It's like Choice or something. Like it's
like a pound shop,
like kind of, but bigger, and they do some hardware stuff and like paint and like I don't know what
special edition biscuit tins, you know, that kind of stuff. If you're ever looking for the special Christmas box or something, they'd have that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's a weird shop.
Of
good
falling off the back of a truck kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Good
spot though.
Yeah.
One of the few
Coca
places
noodles.
I can get the Coca noodles around here because it's all pot noodle up in the north. You know, you need the Coca noodles.
Now, would you get the Coca noodles in the pot or in the packet and cook them in?
The pot.
Yeah.
The pot.
Essential.
The pot, yeah.
Pots are essential.
Oh yeah. I don't like cleaning
I hate
up
that
after myself.
packet thing. No,
you'd be doing it on the saucepan. You'd be like
on the hob, like
on the hob, like jeez.
Styrofoam, terrible for the environment.
It's so handy just to hold the pot in your hand, then you just. It's class.
Yeah, go make that sound again. On go on, I'm nearly there.
And you'd be drinking the fucking soupy chicken
Lord
water.
of the Rings. Stop. Lord of the Rings, for fuck's sake. All right, who wants to do 20-second summary? I can go for it if you want.
Go for it.
Yeah, I feel like I did it last time.
Right, count me. 3, 2.
You love a countdown.
Go. They leave Lórien. Boom.
But
That's
do
it?
they? Yeah, they do, I guess.
They do. They get some boats and they get some gifts and they say goodbye at the end.
Yeah.
Like, not a lot really happens, to be totally honest. You know, I don't know how to elongate that to 20 seconds. Usually we try to squeeze it into 20 seconds.
Yeah, that was like 13 seconds.
Yeah, I don't even know what else to say. If it's a summary, they just sit around chatting for a while, get some presents, and off they go.
Yeah,
pretty much. I wanted to start off though with Celeborn. Right, he's not in the movies, and I'm starting to see why. Maybe he's a bit of a fucking downer, isn't he? Like
Debbie Downer, is he?
He doesn't even say best of luck on your way. He's just like, well, this is it, lads. Now we're at the cusp of doom. It's fucked. Yeah, you'll never be back, and there'll be no Lórien for you to come back to. It's like, what?
Even if you want to come back. Tough shit.
Yeah, it's fucking like I can kind of see where they cut him out. Like
he's a bit of a strange character, all right. All he does really is just accompany his super hot wife around the place while people creeping her, and just just happen. And
people just be complimenting his wife all the time.
Yeah, and he's just standing there a bit like, not really stopping them, and sometimes encouraging it. I don't know.
Bit of a wet blanket. Just nothing to him really. He talks, and that's it. Just a lot of talking.
Yeah. She wears the pants. There's no doubt about that.
100%. Yeah.
He's not doing no magic tricks or pulling out stuff. Like, she's going through the mirror. She looks like a queen. She looks evil sometimes. He's just dry. Like, if she has all these like cool little tricks up the sleeve, why doesn't he, I don't know, fucking shoot flames out of his arsehole or something, you know?
I know, right? And that's what I was thinking, Ocean. She's the lady of the wood, but he's just a man in the woods.
It's got lost one day.
Yeah, he's just a man in the woods. And she is like the absolute boss. You know, she people said not a lot of women in Lord of the Rings, but does she make up for it by being so like the boss? Is it quality over quantity? Like,
I'm skipping a lot here, but like at the end, Gimli's like heartbroken. He's like, "Why would I go on when I've seen the best thing in the world?" Like, she is the creme de la creme of anything. Gimli's just like, "What's the point in living? Like if I'm not there."
Hand the ring over, Frodo. Hand the ring over.
Be done with it. Give it to her.
Fucking mad, so it is.
Does he? I'm just gonna ask. Does he have a ring as well, or no?
No.
Right. So
no.
Not on his finger, anyway.
Wait.
Obligatory.
Elrond, Gandalf, and her. That's the three, isn't it? She has one. Gandalf has one, and
Saruman.
No, Elrond.
Oh yeah.
Saruman doesn't have one. No. Although someone is minding Gandalf's ring at the moment and gives it back to him, and I can't remember who. It might wash down the river and end up in Loch Lórien, and she gives it back to him when Gandalf comes back, I think.
Ooh.
Yeah, I must look into that now. I can't think of it because they're definitely the ones who give him the white robes.
Loch Lórien.
Yeah. I think so. Anyway, so she at one point might even have two, but she's obviously not a glutton for power as she showed in the previous chapter, so she gives it away or whatever. But yeah, he doesn't have a ring. No, he's just some fucking nobody. Like, it'd be like if I married the woman who plays Wonder Woman. She's a millionaire, super famous.
Gal Gadot.
Yeah, and I'm just like some gobshite who wears tracksuit buttons.
Hang around with her.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hang on to her coattails.
I imagine Celeborn in like an Adidas tracksuit. He's tolerated.
Yeah.
No
he carries her handbag.
Yeah. Well, she gets pictures taken of her.
He's like,
Why do you think that the elves call like docks havens? Like the Grey Havens, I honestly thought was just the name of the town. But then she's like, let's go down to the havens now and give you your boats. Like, what's that all about? Like,
I didn't think about it until you mentioned it.
Yeah,
but
me too.
The only thing that came to me, like thinking about it, is they always go off on boats to this other place, where they're dead, not dead,
Valinor,
heaven for them.
It's called,
yeah. So maybe they just only associate boats with going to that place, and that's where you keep boats.
Yeah, all right.
I don't know.
That's as good a fucking answer as I can come up with, Oisin.
Yeah.
I ain't got a breeze.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe orcs can't swim. I don't know. I was scratching my head, and I'm usually good for a hot take, but that was mine. Like, you're safe if you get to the boats. It's a haven.
Yeah, well, don't tell that to the Bagginses.
Too soon. Too soon.
R.I.P. Bagginses.
Fucking Jesus.
We shall not forget.
And I like that the first conversation they have, which is the day before they leave, Celeborn is just kind of sitting around, like kind of quizzing them and like, what the fuck are you going to do? You've got, he kind of lays it out. You can go on one side of the river, which is towards Minas Tirith. You can go to the other side of the river, which is Mordor. They end up obviously not deciding, so they go down the river to put it off.
So they don't have to decide. Like,
that was my feeling. Yeah,
right down the middle.
It was
to avoid making a decision for as long as possible.
I don't know if they ever made that clear in the movies, though, that it was basically an indecisiveness that made them go down on the boats. It was never actually like the plan. It wasn't for speed or anything.
No, in the movies it seems like, this was always the route.
Yeah.
This was the plan. Whereas Aragorn specifically says in the chapter, don't have a clue what we're doing. Don't know what Gandalf wanted. Just made it this far.
You'd fucking miss the Gandalf, wouldn't you?
Just for a bit of leadership, a bit of fucking
direction.
Grab this thing by the balls and go somewhere.
The lads are just missing some direction. They don't know where to go. They don't know what to be at. At one stage, they're talking about, let's go to Minas Tirith. And they're like, oh, maybe not, because Boromir's looking at me a bit funny, so maybe I shouldn't.
There's a lot of funny looking, doesn't he?
Yeah, what about Boromir? Boromir's gone off the fucking deep end, hasn't he?
This chapter is a real, Boromir's changing. His character has gone a bit dark, or there's a shadow over him or something. I don't know what way to say it.
He's just staring the head of Frodo.
Everything he's doing, everyone's like, what the fuck's going on there? What's going on behind them eyes?
And
Aragorn doesn't notice it though. Frodo
No, because Aragorn's so afraid of, he's trying to lead the pack and he's trying to keep everyone together and right, we need to keep this fellowship going. So he's obviously planning or something, and Boromir's just there like, how can I get this for me?
But
he nearly says it out loud. Like.
he does
say it out loud, doesn't
he kind of corrects himself. He's like it'd be a folly to go and take on the Dark Lord without losing lots of men or something like that. And it's like he had to correct himself.
Oh, if we go to Mordor by sneaking, then we don't need an army. But if you want to destroy the armies, then we'll need to use lots of men. And he looks at Frodo.
He also says, we shouldn't throw it away. It'd be like a waste to throw the ring into the mountain.
That's his, like, 'tis a gift from the movie.
Yeah. But even then, Frodo says he said that at the meeting, but then like Elrond and Gandalf and all these wise people shut him down, and he was like, "All right, sorry, I'm an idiot." But he seems to have forgotten.
The wise people are gone or distracted, or
it's mad. It's definitely foreshadowing. Like it's mad. Like the Boromir that I liked so much in the previous chapters, he's whittling away before our eyes. Like
in the movies, Legolas has much more presence about him. Here, he seems to be a bit of a background character so far within the Fellowship that he basically has no say on anything. He's just coming along for the ride.
Yeah, he's more so when they hit all like the Lothlorien and stuff. He's more so a guide to kind of be like a translator or something. Like right up to you, like
almost.
It's tokenism. That's all it is. It's tokenism. He's the token elf. That's
he's included for the sake of it.
Token elf. Really, Ross?
Oh, I think so.
Token elf. Are you going to go there?
Why? I am. I've gone there. I'm here. Get in on the water is warm. But compared to Gimli, who is just going from strength to strength, I think, as a character.
Becoming a better character in every chapter.
As it goes on. Really. And to be fair, you could say the same about Boromir. Like, he's not just the southern man from Gondor or whatever. He's actually going through character arc. Not necessarily a positive one, but he's changing before our eyes. And it's slowly happening, and we know what happens, so it's, it's foreshadowing, but it is like, it's well written, and it's understandable shit, I guess. Well, we know the inner workings of his mind, maybe the first time reader wouldn't, but like, he's worried about Minas Tirith. You can see he's mad to get back there. He wants to get back. He always talks about it.
Yeah. He's probably thinking he means well. He's not thinking, take this to do bad shit. He's thinking, I'll take this, protect my people. I've been battling my entire life. This will make it easier.
That's the strength of the ring, isn't it?
Yeah, but it completely is the other way around.
It's not. It's not his thinking, is it? It's the ring, isn't it? It's like it's doing his thinking for him.
Isn't it? Say isn't it again.
Isn't it? That good one.
I like that one, yeah. And Aragorn just flat out wants to be king. Like, there's no two ways around it. It's not this kind of ambiguous kind of like, anti-hero vibe that the movie, obviously we spoke about before, but like this chapter he talks about it. He talks about it a lot, like
being forced to take her. He's not like, oh God, against my will. Oh, it's
no. But that's his decision. That's why he's like, should I go to Mordor or should I go be king? And he can't decide. So he obviously really wants to be king. I thought he laid it out pretty fucking clearly here, like.
In the movies, like halfway through Two Towers, you still don't get the impression that he wants to be king.
No, at this point in the movie, doesn't he say something fucking stupid, mad, like, "Oh, I would risk before I take the ring within 100 leagues of your city."
100%.
He fucking has a row at Boromir.
100%, yeah.
Where this chapter, he's basically singing that song from The Lion King. I just can't wait to be king.
Yeah.
I just can't wait to be king.
Yeah, we get into the gifts that they get before they go, because that's a pretty cool one he gets, and it's related obviously to him wanting to be king. But before that, Gimli likes himself a bit of cake, lads. Who knew? He's a bit of a connoisseur.
Yeah,
bit of a connoisseur. Now, honestly, when I heard about them cakes from the Bjornings, like, I love all them kind of honey nut oat cakes. I was nearly salivating reading that, and like, oh, how good must they be?
Are they the bear people?
I was about to say that. Is that
I don't know where that is.
Beorn is that big fucking fella that can change into a bear?
Yeah, the lad from The Hobbit.
But didn't he say he's the only skin changer left? Unless he fucking riddled a bear and now they have bear kids or something. Man bear, Beorn, man Beorn.
Well, is he a bear that turns into a man or a man that turns into a bear?
Now you're getting into it.
Now you're getting into it, because like, if he's a man that turns into a bear, then he can just ride anyone.
Mm-hmm.
But if he's a bear who turns into a man, well, I suppose then he can just ride any bear.
Would that mean he's a werebear or
Or
a
bear wear.
wolf?
A bear wear.
A bear were?
Bear wear,
Would
yeah.
that be the proper term?
Yeah, if he's a man who turns into a bear, he's he's a werebear. If he's a
Sounds like a
bear,
fucking cartoon character for kids.
yeah.
Werebear.
And if he's a bear who can turn into a man, then he's a bear wear.
Okay.
Not a werebear.
Either way, he's got good cakes.
Good cakes.
But he doesn't share them with people anymore. So,
No.
Gimli says.
Even somehow Lembas is better than that.
Better than that. So it's tasty and
Filling.
good for you.
Like super wholesome and filling and good for you and keep you going for a day.
All the elves are just laughing at Gimli eating it.
Yeah.
They're all just like, look at this lad. Ah.
Fat shit.
They don't mention.
You do it.
They don't mention like I think Legolas in the movie was like one small bite will fill the stomach of a full-grown man.
no,
Like, they don't.
Yeah,
really
it's a loaf,
go into
isn't
detail.
it?
Pure
Yeah.
exposition.
Yeah.
It's a loaf could do you even an arduous day's work or whatever. So
one will do you a day. Like just a thick granola bar or something.
Yeah, not quite as good as the movie makes it out to be. Like, but still pretty good and tastier than the movie says.
Oh yeah, tastier. In the movie, it seems like it's just chewing for the sake of chewing or something. It's like, oh, here's something to get into you.
And I love how I think it's a relation to the Lambus, or maybe it's the boats. But when the Hobbit says to the elves, I think they say to him, "Oh, is it magic?" It's the second time I think in as many chapters where the elves are like, "I don't know what that means."
I think that was when they were talking about the cloaks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So the next gift they all get is like the special elf cloak.
Yeah,
made
hide
by
you.
elven strings and like super good. And we put their thoughts of grass and trees and water and rocks into it, so that's what comes out into it. They don't really explain it, and like it's magic, and they're like, we don't really know what that means.
What's
Yeah.
magic?
I think that's cool that they just
Oh no, yeah.
they don't really have any concept of magic. They're just their whole world is that way.
Yeah.
It'd be like talking to a caveman and trying to explain time to him. You're like, I guess, like if that's what you call time.
You're gonna have to dumb that
Something.
down for me, Ocean.
Like
You're
time
gonna
is
have
like
to
a
dumb that down.
Okay, like I was talking to Anne Marie actually about this earlier, which is why it's on my mind.
Oh, here we go.
Time's like a concept.
There we go.
There
Right.
you go.
If you asked an animal, a pig, or if you could talk, what's time? What the fuck's that? Doesn't mean anything to him. I guess like that's a thing, but it's not. Doesn't mean anything to me. So same with magic. Like if you call it magic, I guess, but to me, it's just something else.
It's such an intellectual podcast, isn't it?
It's true. I like the time analogy because like
I like it. Yeah,
everyone
no, it's good.
feels it, everyone lives it, but not
Yeah,
everyone
but
knows
it doesn't
what
mean
is.
anything.
There you
No,
go.
like say like them boys, them islands off off the coast of Indonesia where like they're like still mad and like
Yeah,
if you
Sri
go
Lanka,
near them
yeah,
they'll
yeah.
kill you.
No, I know what you mean. Yeah, there's islands that people are like, they live in the Stone Age.
There's still
essentially.
Amazon lads
basically.
as well,
Like,
isn't there?
they wouldn't know what time is, but they would understand that the sun comes up and down. I think like they wouldn't have a watch on their wrist, being like, "Oh, right, 12 o'clock."
Yeah,
I'm sure they have a
isn't that
different
the whole
understanding
thing?
of the same
Was
thing.
it even if a lion spoke English, he wouldn't understand a word you said because you've no frame of reference.
Yeah,
Something like that.
So
I guess something like that.
elves just have a completely different frame of reference. It's a good term for it, for what magic is.
Yeah, I honestly thought, Oisin, I suppose it's the difference between you and me in terms of like how smart we are, maybe. Where I was thinking of the bad guy from Incredible, because when everyone's super,
No
one is.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
That's what I was thinking, because when everyone's magic, no one is.
Yeah.
And when they say they put their thoughts into it, what did you think? What did you think of that?
Into making the cloak.
Because I think this is quite important.
Like, does it mean, where they are, like, they meant for the cloaks to be, like, blending into their environments, so it's like, right, we're doing it for a purpose and not just for, throwing it over our back. I think that's pretty much what I got from it. Nothing really in-depth But you lads enlighten me.
Oh, I'm fucking rolling up my sleeves. I'm ready to jump in here deep.
I have a quick short one, like, like in Cinderella, and they've like that spinning wheel thing and shit, and your one sets, how does she curse the child for pricking her finger on it, whatever. I think it's just like when they're spinning it, that they'd be singing a tune or something, I think we said that before, that it's like...
I have a hot take on this one then.
Let's hear
Honestly, go
it.
for it.
Tepid or
Ready,
hot?
boys.
Is it?
Scald him.
Oh,
Scald him.
I don't think we've had a good hot take in a while on this pod.
Yeah.
I think we're
Scald him.
due
I'm
one.
gonna,
So
I'm going to start
definitely.
off with something, right? I'm going to start off with someone, and you're going to know where I'm going to go from this.
That's
So
beautiful.
into the ring he poured his malice and his hate. That's where I'm going. I think any class craftsman, if they make something really, really class, and when because
Put emotion into it.
they're naturally magic, so they don't do this consciously. They live in the trees, they live amongst them, and they have reverence for them, just like Sauron, the greatest craftsman in the world, is just filled with hate.
Evil stuff.
And so everything he makes is naturally evil. Same reason elven weapons are blue when an orc comes.
Yeah.
Because they just fucking hate the orcs. So the weapons hate the orcs. So they let people know when they're there. So I think that the elves of Lórien can't make a cloak that doesn't blend in with the trees. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, gee.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Is it a hot take or is it just probably close to the
It
truth?
seems
I'd
like
say
you're telling truth here, more so than anything.
I don't know. I say it with confidence, though, which can trick people into thinking it's right.
But sometimes you hear our hot takes and you're like,
makes
oh
sense.
yeah, that's just shite talk.
yeah,
but
that'd be funny. Or
that's more so just like, that's probably exactly what he means by
that
this.
seems logical.
Yeah.
I was
In
pretty
the
happy with it
lore
when
of
I
Lord
thought
of the
about it.
Rings, like
Go going.
I was pretty happy with it, especially the whole Sauron thing. I was trying to think of more examples, but other than the swords, I couldn't think of another one. With the cloaks,
Maybe
the swords, the rings. But that's a trend. That's
But
three.
now, if we keep that in mind, you might see it when you read further ahead or something. I'd be like, oh, there you go now.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I don't know about the dwarves, maybe, but I don't know if a man, for example, would feel that strongly about anything.
Anything to do with like making the lembas bread, is that like in there? You pick something out of that? It makes them, I don't know, journey longer because that's what they need to do, or
The most delicious elves have to make them.
so Galadriel is in the kitchen.
Baking up a storm.
Speaking of it, right, anyway, boys, we move on. So Haldir is in this, and I know he's famous in the movies because he dies in Helm's Deep.
That's Haldir, is it?
I don't think it'll happen. Yeah.
Is he the fella
I don't
that
think
gets
that'll happen to
stabbed
me.
in the back?
Yeah, and it's stabbed up. Ooh!
Yeah,
You know,
he's,
Aragorn's like,
doesn't he like introduce himself? Isn't he like the one that like says hello when they first get there? Or
Yes,
something?
yeah. He's like head of the guards or whatever like that.
Yeah.
So he said something that I think is rife for hot takes, right? He said like, oh yeah, there's orcs all over. You couldn't leave from the north even if you wanted to after
It's
they've
a
all
hive
decided they're not
activity,
going.
basically.
Hive activity, and he said there are noises in the depths of the earth. The fuck? Did you just read that bit? I was like, what? My mind started spinning.
Do you think that's like Gandalf and the Balrog down there fucking fighting it out?
Right?
Still? Going down there.
Because how long does that go on for? Like, is Gandalf still fighting as we speak?
Yeah.
oh, probably.
He was not specific about a length of time, was he, when he comes back? I think he kind of says
Like,
forever. Or, he just,
Or is it like just like the Native American guys with their ear to the ground? And they can hear.
yeah, maybe he can hear
Footsteps.
footsteps from thousands of miles away and he's like, Jesus, there's a lot of people moving somewhere.
Yeah.
just banging
I
and
don't know.
smashing down there somewhere. A noise that they haven't heard before.
Does he just mean like end times are coming?
How far are they from Orthanc? Would he hear like them big mines and pits that you see in Two Towers where they're like making orcs and building equipment and stuff? Would he? Because that's technically in the ground. Like underground.
Yeah.
Can he hear that?
Yeah.
They're not a
Yeah.
million miles away from there. They're closer now than they were before, which
Yeah.
is why they're going round Isengard and not going to it.
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
I don't know. That's just another
good,
one.
yeah. It was a good line though. It's a good line. He could have just said like, lads, you can't go there. Shit got real.
Yeah.
But no, he says like there are noises in the depths of the earth. Like, oh,
And he
Jesus.
said something like there's steam rising and stuff as well, doesn't
He
he?
said the Dimbledale is full of vapor and clouds.
Sounds
That's
like there's
probably
like fire pits or
Isengard,
something
yeah.
burning. Like someone's making something like
Yeah.
furnaces and
Burning
Something
fucking
bad
trees.
is happening.
yeah.
Well,
chopping
either way,
down
they
trees.
they can't go, so they decide to get on the boats anyway, and they go down. And so, what is the boat order? So, in the first boat is Aragorn
Aragorn, yeah,
Frodo.
with
With
Sam and Frodo, right? That's the most important boat. All the important guys are there, plus Sam.
Yeah.
And then it's
Boromir,
Boromir
Merry,
with
Pippin.
Merry and
Merry and
Pippin.
Pippin.
Right, that's the reject boat.
Yeah,
and then Legolas and Gimli, who are just all of a sudden best friends.
And
When did that happen?
Stuff.
Did I miss something?
No, it seems to have happened during Lórien that they became like good buds. I don't know why. Like Legolas is clearly very airy fairy and talks to trees and loves all that. And it seems like that Gimli has become much more appreciative of all that kind of
He loves the elves.
nonsense.
Yeah, he loves it. Loves it, doesn't he?
That seems to have brought the two of them together.
He's not a
But it's
regular
weird.
kind of dwarf. People comment it a lot. You know, they're like, "Hey, you're not the normal kind of dwarf." You know, where Legolas is just copy and paste elf at this point.
Yeah.
Gimli seems
Exactly
to
what
be
you'd
like,
expect.
you know, a great man amongst his people kind of thing. That's the impression I'm getting anyway. Like,
Isn't Gimli like of royal blood?
Son of Gloin.
yeah,
Not fucking Durin, but like close enough, right? Second tier dwarf, kind of.
yeah. He'd be aristocracy, all right, yeah.
Aristocracy, that's the word.
Yeah, he'd be aristocracy, all right. He'd be like more closer to Boromir than Aragorn, I think. You know, if you're thinking of the human world, I think.
Yeah.
You know, he's not king of anywhere or anything like that.
Yeah, but he'd be close.
Could be a steward though.
Yeah, he's important, I think.
Yeah.
But he's also obviously well reared.
Yeah.
Well reared.
I
Appreciate.
remember that story years ago about you telling us, like Deggy asking, I don't know, it wasn't one of you, maybe it was, but he was like, "Who's the boy in your year? Because I'm the boy in my year."
I was thinking, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking we should do that per chapter now, because Gimli is the boy of this chapter.
Gimli's the boy in
Oh,
this
yeah.
chapter, yeah.
He just
Yeah.
he just shines like from start to finish. It's like just bit by bit. It's Gimli getting more and more. I think
With an asterisk, though, I am impressed with Frodo spying that Boromir is not fucking right in the head. He's the only one who notices it. Like, Frodo's still class, like, yeah.
And spying that Aragorn isn't realising what's happening.
Yeah, it's like Frodo's very, very perceptive, I think. But yeah, Gimli is the boy in this chapter. I think so.
Yeah. But he's so much more friendly to the elves than he is portrayed in films as well. Like the films, he constantly hates them up until like nearly the end of fucking
Helm's Deep, almost,
Yeah,
isn't
it's-
it?
Oh yeah, isn't that real famous line in Helm's Deep? Like, toss me, don't tell the elf. Like he's still not friends with him. He's still just don't tell that guy. Don't like
Yeah,
him.
I never thought I'd die side by side with an elf and all this kind of stuff. I can't imagine Gimli saying that now in the books.
Oh no,
Yeah.
You know
they're
what I mean?
already best friends by the look of it.
Yeah, and he loves all the elves and stuff. And they love him. And they love him.
Since he's been in Lothlorien, he's been around all the elves more than the fellowship. Like he's gone off, like he's been chatting away, trying the bread. He's like, "Oh, this is class bread," and they're all like, "Yeah, we made it as class." And and then obviously we get into what
how they
happens later
speak,
on.
is that?
But
That's exactly how they speak. Hey, I'm an elf. Hey.
Gimli, son of Gloin, how are you?
But do you just want to get into the gifts then? Because I feel like they're all important.
No, okay. So you have to skip forward like what's happening. So they first they go out in their boats and then they go down the river and then they see a swan in the distance,
Oh, that's a singing bird. Yeah, oh yeah, they get in the boats first.
which turns out to be this big creepy pedalo or something
Yeah.
coming up the fucking river. You're like, what is this thing?
Yeah.
I'd say that looks weird as hell.
I actually thought of I know we've already talked about The Simpsons once, but I couldn't help but think of I am the Lizard Queen.
Yeah, exactly what it is.
Galadriel floating
Yeah.
up on the boat like.
Don't drink the water.
Yeah, so she pulls them over. Like, wait, before you go, like, she could have done this at any time, but she likes an entrance, apparently.
Oh, yeah, she could have said goodbye when they're actually in Lórien. She waited till they were out in the river to be more of like, oh, by the way, I have a massive swan made out of golden shit.
Oh, fancy seeing you out here.
Yeah.
You remember the old Batman movies? Did Danny DeVito come down like the fucking a river in like a
penguin?
Was it a giant penguin boat or a swan boat or something?
Yeah, it was something stupid.
That's
yeah,
kind of what I pictured when that happened.
the second Michael Keaton one. Oh, yeah, God.
But look,
I know a lot of people like them movies, but Jesus Christ.
they're kind of they're shite, but in like a class kind of way.
Yeah.
Yeah, a painfully shite. But
I'll still watch that one with the penguin. I'll watch it. Who else is in it? Christopher Walken, Catwoman. Like, it's kind of shite, but it's also class. Anyway.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
that's the way I feel about Flash Gordon. You know, like it's shite, but you still kind of watch it because almost you enjoy how shite it is.
Death to Ming. Death to Ming.
Yeah, like Taffin. Taffin is great. Anyone listening on the pod, if you haven't seen Taffin, just go look it up. Miracle movie, and the miracle is that Pierce Brosnan went on to have a career afterwards. This is before James Bond, and he's the worst actor in the worst performance you've ever seen. Oh, great movie, great movie. Yes. Anyway, so you're right, Oisin. She shows up in a big swan that turns into a boat, pulls them over, and decides to throw out a load of gifts to them. And they're all. Almost every gift plays a big part in the story here on. Like, it's not just gifts for the crack. So I'm going to just list out people. I hope you boys have done your homework. Oh yeah. What does Frodo get?
Frodo gets the file with the Elendil star.
Star. Which he obviously uses
That's
later
the
on.
thing when he uses against Shelob, isn't it?
Oh, actually, before we go any further, can anyone do an impression of Frodo lighting the star of the Elendil star?
Oh, fuck, Jesus.
To me, it just sounds like a lot of nonsense, but it's class nonsense.
Was it or some nonsense? Like, yeah.
What?
Maybe it's like, Calabar! And then
yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Class. And in the movies, it doesn't even work.
Yeah. Sam uses it better than Frodo.
Yeah, Sam is smart. Yeah, Sam is smart. Yeah, so he gets that. So what's Sam get? Oisin, go to you.
Sam gets actually something really sweet, like soil from Lórien.
Yeah.
That he can plant when he goes back home.
I teared up a little bit.
Yeah, it's like, oh man, you're kind of giving him like a boost of confidence to say, oh, maybe you will actually make it through this journey. Because he's always thinking, oh, I'm never going to see home again.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, it's actually something he really cares about. And then it'll also remind you of Lórien and me and how class it all was. And just...
I love what she says here. It's like, and this, you've never seen at Lórien only in its winter.
In winter, yeah.
And our summer and spring will never come back apart from your garden. I was just like, Tolkien, go easy. Yeah. Stop it. From her orchard or some shit, wasn't it?
Yeah. Just a box of Miracle Grow. Pretty much.
Oh,
basically, yeah.
God, what a woman. Fucking brilliant. And I imagine Sam just fucking melting. His knees wobbling. Like, because he loves the elves. Now he'll have a bit of it forever. Yeah. And it's just really, really poignant. Okay, 1 point each. Oisin, go to Owen now. What do Merry and Pippin get?
They get silver belts.
Silver belts, which of course are used later on. Not by them on purpose.
Yeah,
they
find them in the fire,
orcs.
don't they?
Yeah. So they're wee belts.
Well, I have a question now about that. So it's the clasp of the cloak that they purposely dropped then, is it?
Yeah.
Not the clasp off the belt. That's why I was like, oh, they got belts as well. Which one was it? I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember if it's like that in the book, though, to be fair.
Yeah, or is that just the movie detail they've thrown in?
Yeah, but the Rohirrim fucking kill all the Uruk-hai that have them captive, and, like, remember your man, like, pulls on one of their belts, and it comes off, and then the three lads go up to the fire, and they're like, right, let's see what happened, and then they find the belt, and then they find the footsteps, and they're like, oh, fucking possessed him with the Fangorn.
Yeah.
Nice. Oisin, I'll give you a tricky one. What does Legolas get?
The bow of the Galadriel and a quiver full of arrows.
Yeah.
Basically a better bow than the one he had or something like that.
Yeah. And
it was bigger and like his one was smaller because he was from the wood. So this one's like bigger and stronger. And he's
just a badass bow.
For you.
Yeah, give him a shotgun, basically.
Good gift.
Great gift.
Good gift.
And we know he uses that pretty lots.
Pretty
Owen,
lots.
back to you then. What does Aragorn get?
Aragorn gets a sheath for his sword.
Yeah.
And he gets a silver brooch with a stone of clear green. Whatever that is.
Yeah. Now, both of these are important. Let's go to the sheath first, right? The sword, obviously, Andor, Flame of the West. Class, right? And then this prompts him almost, doesn't it? To adopt. She gives him a name. Like it means like elf friend, but more complex than that. Do you remember? She calls him Elisar. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah.
When he becomes king, he actually is known as Elisar the First, not Aragorn the First.
Oh.
This is an important fucking chapter, boys.
Yeah.
All because of that moment there.
Well, this moment, the sheath and the stone or whatever, the sheath is just cool, but the stone then...
Interesting.
It is interesting. I know. Thank you, Ocean. Thank you very much. The stone is... What the fuck's going on with the stone, lads? Like, what the fuck? I read it twice. I still didn't really I couldn't wrap my head around. What the fuck is this thing?
I googled it just because I couldn't really understand. It's like a brooch in the shape of an eagle that he does wear on his breast in the movies. Like or maybe it's even on his crown. I can't remember. But he definitely wears it in the movies.
Is this the thing that Arwen gives it to him in the movies, though? Not Galadriel?
No, Arwen gives him like a cross.
It's like a chain, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, this isn't that. This is a brooch.
Okay. And it
of
was...
a green eagle.
Her daughter gave it to Galadriel. Galadriel's own daughter gave it to her, who is Arwen's mother.
Yes.
So she's Arwen's granny. That's his granny-in-law.
I also had to Google this, and I was like, "What? Like, did she after robbing like her granddaughter to give Aragon something? What's happening here? Like, why? If you gave it to her, why do you have it back?
It's not yours to give. I can't take this off you.
Give me that. Give me that.
Like, yeah, I want that.
Yeah.
It's mad. Like, 'cause I thought, okay, you're after giving it to your daughter who gave it to her granddaughter. Why do you have it again? I don't know, but
Yeah, because he literally says that. He's like, no, it's not yours to give. I'm not taking it off you.
Yeah.
strange. I don't know.
It is weird.
But he does anyway. She convinces him.
Do you see it in the movies? I don't remember it being in the movies, or I don't remember spotting it.
No, I don't remember it either.
Like,
if you Google Aragon, you'll see it on him.
Oh.
Especially that scene at the end of Return of the King. He's definitely wearing it there.
right.
Right. And she's all like, yeah, I know you're going to be king. Don't worry about it. So that's why you should be Elisar. Which is like a more kingly name than Aragorn or whatever. And he obviously listens to her. Because she's like, I'm getting the feeling she's not only just like, she's like the Pope or something. You know, like, everyone just respects and does what she says. You know what I mean? It's weird.
I think, like, she can predict the future. Like, she definitely has some sort of, like, insight into what's happening or might happen.
Yeah. At one point she says, I do not foretell. And she's like, you just spent the last 3 chapters foretelling.
Yeah, basically. And, like, here again, it's like, she says to Aragon, the sheath for your sword, which won't be broken again. It's like, are you saying it won't be broken again? Or are you just kind of hoping it won't be broken again?
She literally says, the world is in flux, so you can't foretell anything. I'm like, you don't say anything without predicting the future. Like, it's literally your whole shtick. It's like, what? I was fucking in disbelief. Cheek of this bitch. Like, what the fuck? Like, what? And then, only going to come to you now with a difficult one. Mm-hmm. Right? What does Boromir get?
Gold belt.
Jeez.
Gold belt. To weigh him down when he drowns.
He needs a fucking belt in the mouth, so he does. Fucking devil.
That's, I feel like, just they didn't know what else to give him.
Another horn or something.
I don't know. There was not as much symbolism in that one as everyone else's, I didn't think.
Yeah. Did she do it like a dig? He wants the fucking gold ring, but you can't have it, so I'll give you a gold belt instead, you dickhead.
Yeah.
Just kind of rubbing it in
you'd like
his
a
face.
Rolex, would you?
Yeah. You like gold? Yeah, here's a gold belt. Can't have a gold ring, though.
The most important one of all the gifts, though, is Gimli's. Ocean, do you remember what that was?
It'd be hard to forget, Ross. It's the highlight of the chapter is the little soliloquy that he goes on, and then her reply, like, I don't know it word for word, but she's basically like, right, everyone's getting a gift. You're not leaving here without a gift. And he's like, no, the gift is seeing this place. It's more than enough. Blah blah blah. And she's like, you're not refusing me.
She presses him, yeah.
Yeah, you're not refusing me. I'm giving you something. And he's like, well, now, since you said it, I wasn't going to say it, but I'd like 3 hairs from your head. While
no, 1.
Her husband is
He wanted 1, but she gave 3, yeah.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
While her husband is standing over her shoulder.
And he literally looks at him shocked, like, oh.
What?
It's the audacity.
Like, you fucking creep. And then she's like, oh, well.
What would you do with it? What would you do with it?
What would you do with it there? What would you do with it?
What does he do with it? What does he do with it?
You little dirt.
Little dirt.
So anyway, right, he asks for 1.
Yeah, and then she's like, what would you do? And he's like, oh, well, I'd keep it super safe, and I'd always remember here, and then if I ever did finish the journey, have it set in resin or something to keep it even safer, and have it as my family heirloom.
Yeah, it's like, all right, Gimli, calm down.
Calm down.
Jesus Christ.
Well, there is an extra significance to all of this, I believe.
To treat the hair on
Are
the
you
head.
aware of this? It wasn't the cheek of a man hitting on his wife that had Celeborn shocked, because if you remember, all of the other elves were shocked too. Mm-hmm. If you recall, and there is, and Bull has spoken about this before in the podcast, and he probably knows a little bit more about it because he probably looked into it. But there is an extra significance to asking for her hair, and there's an extra significance for asking for 3. If you recall, oh, do you know where I'm going with this?
I don't.
Ocean, do you?
No, I'm racking my brain here trying
It's
to think.
from the Silmarillion.
No.
Yeah, I didn't read that, so.
Read a chapter of that, didn't understand 2 sentences, and was like, not today.
So this, I'll be quick as I can because I'm probably wrong, and the more I speak on this, the more likely I am open to correction, and our lovely fans will keep giving me more abuse. Thanks, guys. So the Silmars were like these stones that like shone so brightly, they were like the sun or whatever, and you know, like Sauron's boss wanted them and he wanted to become the Silmarillion to devour them or whatever, and they were made by an elven smith called Fëanor. This is the second age, I think, maybe the first age, second age, and the inspiration for the Silmarils was Galadriel's hair.
Ooh.
And Fëanor was obsessed with Galadriel, and he asked her for a strand of her hair, and she refused him 3 times.
Ooh.
And Gimli
And
asked
that's why
once.
Gimli didn't know this, but I guess there's a massive reverence to Galadriel, of course, in the elves, as we know, but an extra, reverence, because a lot of them elves, of course, are old enough to probably remember that, or if not, they know the story.
Oh yeah, they seem to be around forever.
So the fact that she didn't refuse him and actually gave him 3, so like she went 3 times above, and Fëanor is one of the greatest elves of all time, although some people view him as a bad guy and stuff because he had a temper, but he like could fight a Balrog 1-on-1 and all that kind of stuff. So like, yeah, it's a very extremely significant scene. And that she does it for Gimli without saying. It's just another testament to what a lad he is.
Yeah, and then I like, I'm going to butcher it, but like the term she used, like, never let it be said that dwarves aren't sweet of tongue or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
Look at this boy.
Dwarves are known to be craftsmen with their hands, but it's their tongues that do it or something. Yeah. Because he's a gent, like, and he said something, I've written it down here, I'm probably going to butcher it as well. It's like, I don't know what even the context, you're going to remember this forever, whatever. It's like, memory is not what the heart desires, but just a mirror to the heart or some stuff. And it's like, what?
Oh, that's, right at the end when he's going down the boat and like, show us the point in going on.
Yeah.
I've already seen the best. And like, well, that's like, sure, you'll always have it in here, won't you, boy? Yeah. He's like, you elves think different to us.
And so we're nearly done here with the chapter, I think, but there's a few other things I wanted to go across. So they went down the river, and I do really like that they spend a good deal in the chapter just talking about the geography. You know, it's like the nuts and bolts.
Of the bank you should be on.
Yeah,
it's the nuts and bolts of the journey. You know, how to get to where you're going.
Which is safer, which is worse. What would happen if you stay here?
And where the river comes from, and the river's tributaries and stuff like that.
And all that shit.
All that stuff. And I really, really like that the river that comes out of Fangorn is called the Entwash.
Yeah.
That is amazing. Like, say what you see. That's a bit of bully right there. Like, that's a bit of bully. I fucking thought it was class.
Yeah.
And what's the name of the river they're on? The Anduin?
Anduin?
Yeah.
Anduin?
Anduin, yeah.
Anduin, yeah. Anduin is the sword.
And it's very big, very wide, no bridges, and if there's any passings, the enemy has them, so stay away.
Yeah. So, what about you, lads? What's your favourite river name? Can you think of any good river names? I can't think of that as good as Entwash, but can you think of a name of a river that's class?
River name.
Yeah. Because, you know, everyone likes names of countries, everyone likes names of mountains, everyone likes names of seas. What about the name of a river? We're all from a river town, you know?
Go.
The Boyne. Boyne's our local river.
I don't like the Boyne as a name because it obviously comes from the Irish River Boyne, but that always made me think of the Cow River.
Yeah.
Because a bow is the Irish for cow. It's like, why is the river of cows? I know it's not from that, but it sounded like that to me.
The Danube is a pretty cool name for a river.
Danube. It's fun to say. Danube.
That one in northern Italy, I'm just naming ones I learned in like junior cert geography. There was one called like the Po or something.
The Po.
Cool.
Yeah. The Rubicon is good.
Rubicon.
You know, because I don't think anyone can find it anymore. They don't know where it's gone. But, you know, it was...
What? How do you lose a river?
Yeah, no, genuinely. But to cross the Rubicon with an army was to declare war on Rome. So it was like a stream somewhere, and they don't know where it is. But, you know, that's what crossing the Rubicon means.
That's where their barrier was. That's where the end of the Roman Empire was.
Aye, because Caesar brought his legions across the Rubicon, and that's how you knew he was invading Rome or whatever.
Oh, nice.
Cool name. I like the Zambezi.
Where's that? That's probably Africa somewhere, is it?
Yeah, it's like down like Mozambique area, you know, the big waterfalls and this kind of thing. Angel Falls or whatever it is, or Victoria Falls even is down there. But Zambezi is just a fun word to say. Zambezi.
That is.
Zambezi.
I agree with you.
That Enya song, Orinoco Flow, I think that's a river, isn't it? Orinoco?
Yeah.
Orinoco.
That sounds good to me.
Sail away, sail away.
Yeah, it's good.
Tune
I like, more local to home, I like the Blackwater.
Blackwater, yeah.
You know, in South County Meath. Because it is a very dark river.
There is a few black waters.
There is, yeah.
So
but it's because, you know, the sediment actually makes it look like black water. Like, I like that. Say what you say.
The Samwise Ganges.
Samwise Ganges. Unreal. Oh, game over, lads.
Okay.
No coming back from that. No coming back from that.
First class. That was coming out of nowhere.
That's good. That's why people fucking donate to us. That's content.
Get your money, lads.
That's content. That is fucking content. That's good. Fuck's sake. I was going to say the Yanksy now. No point. No point. Fucking may as well move on to
It's a good game though. Let's keep going.
It's good, but I like Yangtze because the other major river in China is known by its English name, the Yellow River. But nobody knows. Nobody knows the English name for Yangtze. It's just Yangtze. It's good. I like that. Congo. Fun word to say. Congo. It's a good word to know. I once knew a guy from the Congo and his name was Congo. now I'm making it up. Yeah, brilliant guy.
Congo from the Congo.
First name Congo.
Yeah. He spelled it with a K.
Just to be different with it.
Just to stand out, you know.
I'm trying to think of other rivers, but like I can only think of like Amazon or Nile.
Yeah, Nile is a shite name. Like I know a couple of guys called Nile.
I'm trying to think of European, like big European rivers. And the Seine.
Yeah.
The Rhine, the Seine.
But are they good names though?
No, not particularly.
No.
Surely there's a good one out there somewhere.
The Liffey is ironic because it's spelt like life and nothing can live in that piece of shit. Like it's the dirtiest river in Europe.
Trolleys,
fish, probably.
Trolleys, yeah.
Yeah. The Liffey
I like the Corrub in Galway. I think Corrub is a word.
It's good because it's an extremely quick river, and Corrub is a quick word to say. Corrub. You know, it's almost onomatopoeia or something. It's good.
The Lagan in Belfast. The only reason I like that is from that. One time in Line of Duty, your man said, I didn't come up the Lagan in a bubble.
That's good.
What? That makes no sense.
Good.
That's the Lagan Valley area. I remember we went on a school trip to Lagan Valley.
Lagan Valley? Fucking Jesus. What school did you go to? Holy moly, is that Amsterdam, is it?
Lagan Valley Leisureplex. That's a hard word to say. Say that 5 times.
Went across the border just to get the cheaper bowling, was it?
Probably, yeah. The Blanche Leisureplex. Just two, maybe just a riffraff up there, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, no, you get plenty of riffraff in the Lagan Valley. Don't worry about that one.
Say that 5 times.
Don't worry about it. You get plenty of riffraff in the Lagan Valley?
No, just Lagan Valley Leisureplex.
Lagan Valley Leisureplex. Nope. We've gone from brilliant content.
Oh, yeah, to muck.
Yeah. Right, lads. Is there any hot takes? Anything in the chapter? Anything I've missed off before we sign her off here?
One thing that stood out to me was they mentioned Fangorn Forest, and everyone's like, "Oh yeah, I've heard of that."
Overshadowed that a bit, yeah. Good to see.
They've only heard of it. Like no one has been in it. I was like, that's just a big no-no. I was like,
even the elves are like, no.
And then Boromir's like, old wives' tales, and then what your man Celeborn says, maybe old wives should be listened to at the odd time. Oh.
Ooh, I think they just hated Boromir.
Yeah, I just imagined Fangorn was like, yeah, okay, it's dangerous, but people would still the odd time go in, and someone like Aragorn would have been in there.
He's been to Mordor, like.
Nope, hasn't even been.
But like,
stayed clear.
like you know the way like they named the river the Entwash. They wouldn't have named that if they haven't seen an Ent washing his bollock or something in the river and be like, oh Jesus Christ.
Washing his bollock.
They might not know why it's called what it's called, though.
You like? Do you think it's called the Entwash? Is because the elves seen Ents washing in it, or
I'd imagine.
I'd imagine it's kind of like it's been called that so long, people forget that's why it's called that.
Yeah, I think I'm with Oisin there.
But
yeah,
they don't know what it is.
Oh, 100%. Like the men, like that's why Boromir says it's the wives' tale. The men have only been around for fucking. Not as long as elves. The elves have seen.
And memory isn't as good with memes, obviously, because people die all the time. You know,
elves never fucking die. Yeah, no, I've no more.
All right,
no more hot takes.
Any hot takes on?
No, I think that's it.
That's it then. I think pretty solid
one
chapter.
Thing we didn't mention.
Oh, here we go. I just fucking signing off.
Sorry, it's Sam and the rope.
The rope as well, yeah.
The rope. I forgot to ask what Sam got.
Yeah.
I forgot, yeah. Sorry, Sam.
But didn't Sam... That was already on the boats.
No, that was before.
Yeah. I think, like...
It wasn't from...
That's just like a bypassing thing. It's like, oh, you like ropes? Oh, sorry, man. We could have taught you how to make deadly ropes. Good luck.
He says something like, my family are known for making rope, or we know all about it. It's mad. Why would they be making rope when they're gardeners?
Gaffers are kinky fuck.
Use it for tying up dogs, maybe.
What? Tying up dogs. Tying up dogs.
They don't have leashes back then.
Bales of hay, surely.
Something a bit more simple than dogs.
Not a potato sack.
Yeah.
But
that's the rope then that they use later on, and then
they wouldn't be able to climb down the fucking cliff face, yeah.
They can just like pull it and it like unravels itself.
It's a big chapter, really. I know it's a talkie, but the talkies are often, I guess, the big chapters.
Some of the besties. Some of the besties. Yeah, no, I got nothing else. I'll stop now.
Right, no worries, lads. Good to see you again. I think we did a great job there. Follow us on the Instagram. Give us a look on the other social media channels. Share, subscribe. Give us a like, a little thumb up. Let us know if we're doing a good job. If you made it this far, I assume you like something about us, so maybe tell your mates, this, that, the other. Otherwise, we've got 2 chapters to go, I think, in this book. We might then have a reevaluation, see, could be a break between seasons, we'll see. Otherwise, I'm your host, Ross. Let's go bye from me. Lads, say goodbye.
Goodbye, lads.
All right, go on, fuck off.